evening, racing fans. Welcome to racing action from Flamboro Downs for this Saturday evening. Our first race will go to post in 15 minutes, and look at that. No changes, races 1 through 10. Holy Mackinac. Giddy up. No changes. Field for race number 1 is on parade. 1 is St. Lad's Naomi, Paul McKenzie, Eric Wilson, and St. Lad's Farm. Number 2 is Just Crazy Enough, Preston Shaw for Brenda Duncan and David Duncan. And number 3 is Molly Moose, Brett McDonough for Mike Salas and Link Stable. Number 4 is Waxman, Robert Doyle for John McMillan. And number 5 is Sand in the Hand, Ryan DeRoche for Blake McIntosh and Hut Racing and Ozzie McKay. Number 6, Mickey's Princess. It is Bruce Richardson for Susie Kerwin and Frank and Camille Brundle. And number 7 is Perfect Mia, Scott Culver, Kelly DeVal Lakai. And number 8 is Half Moon K, Tyler Moore for Stephen Doyle and Christine Doyle and Henry Drong. And 9 is Harper Sealster, Jay Harris for Mike DePano. And Seaspray Stables, Mike shares in ownership. Mike DePano sharing in ownership with Seaspray Stables. Field of 9, race number 1. Let's look at this field, and we'll start with my top choice. We'll stay right there with number 9, Harper Sealster. 4 to 5 on the board. Well, it is the trailer post, but this is one that's had 2 starts and was a dominant winner here last time out. But the thing to notice, January the 7th, first career start was from the trailer post. Well, then how did that work out? Not good. 6th place finish, but it should be noted that was the first start. Now comes in off a win. And Mike Timpano is off to a flying start to his year. A 482 training average in 29 starts with 9 wins. So Harper Sealster, despite that, failed performance from post 9 to start his career, I think we all agree that maybe this time she'll handle the post position off the confident boosting win. Some others, number 6, Mickey's Princess, was 3rd last time home, and is one that also shows a good 4th here, January the 7th, beating a couple of lengths, and Mickey's Princess and Bruce Richardson for Susie Kerwood, 11 to 1 can be a main player. Then Maya Princess to the outside of that one, leaving out a post position 7, and we'll get away from Mohawk. Things haven't gone well at Mohawk, but if you look at the last 2 times racing here, both were runner-up positions, and once from post 8 flying off the gate. Now look, 0 for 38 in the win column, but has 22 top 3 finishes during that cycle, so Perfect Mia is one that it's perfectly logical that this one could make the top 3 and is 8 to 1 on the board. And number 2, Just Crazy Enough, is 9 to 1 on the board and raced better last race. Doesn't have a strong overall record, but last race was better and now gets a better post position. Well, I'm just crazy enough to think that maybe this one could come onto the top 3 here for a second time in her career. Just Crazy Enough. Preston Shaw for Brenda Duncan, 10 to 1. Fans have driven down 9, Harper Sealster to 2 to 5 on the board. The favorite, Field of 9, race number 1, going to post shortly. Gate is rolling for race number 1. It's a Field of 9. St. Lad's Naomi, Just Crazy Enough, and Molly Moose in the center. Waxman and Sand in the hand, and to the outside, Mickey's Princess, Perfect Me, and Half Moon K. And the second tier, Harper Sealster, Field of 9, race number 1. Let's have some fun. It's a field of 9 for race number 1. There at the start of the rough, and Molly Moose will leave out Perfect Mia, striding out very sharply from the outside. And also getting out well is Sand in the Hand. St. Lad's Naomi's down to the inside. And then it is Harper Sealster racing position 5th. Just Crazy Enough and Mickey's Princess, and then Waxman. And Half Moon K is trailing the field. Perfect Mia's got the lead, but now Molly Moose is going to motor up on the outside and move up and take the lead. Molly Moose and then Perfect Mia. And racing position 3rd as they roll on past the opening quarter is Sand in the Hand in front of Harper Sealster and St. Lad's Naomi, and Just Crazy Enough and Mickey's Princess. And then it is back to Waxman and Half Moon K, 28-3 the opening quarter. Molly Moose and Brett McDonald's got the front. It is Molly Moose who leads on towards us. Perfect Mia is getting a perfect trip and driving to the outside. Harper Sealster now. First up and coming with authority. And Sand in the Hand is in hand on the inside 4th. Then St. Lad's Naomi and Just Crazy Enough and Mickey's Princess. And then it is Half Moon K and Waxman. Halftime 59-2 as they work their way into the backstretch. Molly Moose still has the lead. To the outside, Harper Sealster now is second. Perfect Mia still there in the pocket. Sand in the Hand is racing 4th. And then it is Just Crazy Enough and St. Lad's Naomi and Mickey's Princess up the inside. Half Moon K and Waxman. It is still Molly Moose. Molly Moose, favorite. Harper Sealster on the outside is chipping away. 3/4, 1:30-3. Molly Moose and Harper Sealster. And then Perfect Mia now coming. Just Crazy Enough and Mickey's Princess is out there 3 wide. Harper Sealster has got the lead, but Mickey's Princess is bearing down with authority. Mickey's Princess 3 deep in closing ground has a share of the lead as they turn for home. Harper Sealster on the inside. Molly Moose and looking from racing room is Perfect Mia. On down the stretch where they come. Mickey's Princess splitting through late is Perfect Mia. Mickey's Princess is going to win. Perfect Mia second, Harper Sealster 3rd, and Just Crazy Enough 4th. 2:04 flat, Mickey's Princess. On the board, we have a 6-7-9-2. Coming back in front of us, the winner of race 1. Number 6, Mickey's Princess, a 3-year-old, always be Mickey Bay filly. Owned by Frank and Camille Brundle. Susie Kerwood, the trainer. And the winning drive to Bruce Richardson. It's the first win for Mickey's Princess. The first race payouts. Number 6. Mickey's Princess, 1820, 780 and 280, 7 Perfect Mia, 510, 270, 9 Harper Sister, 240, $2 exactor, $57.60, Tribe, $98.70, Super, $423.70. First race order finish from the top, 946-851-273. That's 946-851-273. field for the second on parade. 1 Lily's Penelope, Travis Henry for Sheldon Rose. And number 2, Pat, where is the pants? Paul McKenzie for Darren Rayner. Number 4 is Little Mary, Anthony Hahn for Mike Salas and Link Stable. Number 5 is Big Bad Jen, Jay Harris for Stuart McQueen and Louis Sorella and Donald McClellan. And number 6 is Heavenly Evelyn, Tyler Moore for Greg Graham and Sherry Graham and Tim Gallant. Number 7, Dana Salam, Scotty Quilter for Brian Collins and Cindy Collins. And number 8 is Rosella, Bruce Richardson for Daryl Laver and Leanne Davidson and Brooke Kupik. And still back in the paddock is number 3, Kempenfeld, Brent McDonough for Daryl Laver and Leanne Davidson. Let's get a look at the field for race number 2. And we'll start with number 5, Big Bad Jen. Is a one that doesn't have a win yet this year, but does have a second and a third. In fact, that second at London 2 races ago, beaten just a length. The recent form was pretty good. And also, you see this one not that long ago, middle of December, winning by almost 3 lengths. So Big Bad Jen sent up by Stuart McQueen. Stuart's barn is rolling well to kick off the year. Jay Harris driving. I think Big Bad Ben's the one to beat and is on the board at even money. Number 7, Dana Salam is a veteran that had a decent year last year and won 7 times last year. Last race was better than the 2 previous ones, and then you go 4 races back, was a winner. So Dana Salam, despite the outside, should be a factor for his share. Scotty Quilter for Brian Collins, 6-1. Number 3, Kempenfeld is one that left at a post 7 last race to finish second. We saw that went back in the paddock, is now out and ready to rock and roll. And Kempenfeld has been rocking better of late. 2 of the last 3 starts were top 3s, including post 7 last race. Now gets the better post position. Could maybe build on that last race. Brett McDonough for Daryl Laver, 6-1 on the board. And number 6, Heavenly Evelyn. Well, that last race was not heavenly, but the one before it was a win in the class below this. So maybe Heavenly Evelyn is one that could rebound and be a factor for at least a share. And he is 4-1. Tyler Moore for Greg Graham. Field of 8, race number 2 starts. The pick 3 going to post shortly. The starting gate is rolling for the second. Lily's Penelope, Pat wears the pants, and Kempenfeld on the inside. In the center, Little Mary and Big Bad Jen. To the outside, Heavenly Evelyn, Dana Salam, and Rosella. It's a field of 8. It's the second dash. It is post time. Here they come. Field for the second. Is at the start of the rough. Kempenfeld, Big Bad Jen, Little Mary, Lily's Penelope. Then it is Pat Wears the Pants and Heavenly Evelyn and Dana Salam and Rosella. And the field works their way into the backstretch. Big Bad Jen's got a lead over Lily's Penelope. Pat Wears the Pants came away third. Then Kempenfeld and Little Mary and Heavenly Evelyn and Dana Salam. And Rosella is last. They race on to the opening quarter. And Big Bad Jen is good early and leads by about 4 over Lily's Penelope. Pat Wears the Pants is racing third, and then fourth is Kempenfeld, and fifth is Little Mary, and then it is Heavenly Evelyn, Dana Salam, and Rosella, 28 and 3, the opening quarter, and Big Bad Jen is on fire early with a lead of about 4 lengths right now over Lily's Penelope, and Pat Wears the Pants third, and Kempenfeld is on the inside position fourth. Now Little Mary steps to the outside, trailing 3 are Big Bad Jen and Dana Salam and Rosella. But it is Big Bad Jen and Jay Harris on top now by 5, 58 and 2 the halftime, 29 and 4 second panel. Lily's Penelope is second. Pat Wears the Pants is still third, as Big Bad Jen has built the lead out to 6 lengths right now. And fourth is Little Mary. Kempenfeld is fifth. Rosella racing sixth, and then Heavenly Evelyn and Dana Salam on down the backstretch they go. And it is Big Bad Jen who leads now by 7. Lily's Penelope second. Pat Wears the Pants is racing third. 3 wide. Rosella on the inside is Kempenfeld, and Little Mary's racing sixth, and then it is Dana Salam and Heavenly Evelyn. But Big Bad Jen has got away a bit on the field, leads by about 6 or 7 lengths over Lily's Penelope, who's clearly in command of second. Rosella kicking in late, and here comes Dana Salam now. On down the stretch drive they come. It's all Big Bad Jen with Lily's Penelope clearly in command of second. Battle for third, and third will go to Dana Salam, and then Rosella will pick up fourth. 159 flat. Big Bad Jen. Back in front of us, the winner of race number 2, number 5, Big Bad Jen. Jay Harris, the winning drive, 7-year-old Big Bad John Bay mare, all by Louis Sorella and Stuart McQueen and Don McClellan. Stuart McQueen, the trainer. 9th win lifetime for Big Bad Jen. The second race payouts: 5 Big Bad Jen, 310, 250, and 210. 1 Lily's Penelope, 380, 297. Dana Salam, 220. $2 exactor, $15.40. Try, $36.30. $5 super, $236.70. And 6-5 double, $56.20. $2 ticket. Second race, or her finish from the top, 275 61834. That's 275 61834. field for the third is on. Break one. Rock on, Harriet Scotty Culver Graham Burgess. Number 2 is Night Legs, Anthony Hahn from a Crone and Hunt Racing. And number 3 is Marrakesh, Paul McKenzie for Michael Patterson. 4 is Caller Kontiki, Brent McDonough for Dag Henriksen and Laura Trask. Number 5 is Good Enough for Me, Ryan DeRoche for David Keys. And number 6, Miss Sophia Rose, Braden Ribling for William Brown and Brenda Darrell. Field of 6, race number 3. Let's get a look at this field, and it is the start of the pick 4. And we're going to start with number 4, Caller Kontiki. And this is a tough race to handicap because it looks pretty balanced. Also, not a lot of form overall. Now, Caller Kontiki did have some form back here in November and December, but since then things haven't been quite as good. Although last race, Trailer Post, and Caller Kontiki now comes back just 7 days later. Had been off a little longer, 14 days between starts, or 15 days for that last one. Caller Kontiki could be a little bit better. Brent down for Dag Henriksen, 5-2 on the board. Some others to take a look at here in this dash. How about number 5, Good Enough for Me? Well, the last couple races would be good enough. Wins in back-to-back starts. Now, that was the maiden class, moves up the non-winners to 2, but certainly brings in some form. But here is the negative thing. Scratch vet sick from the last start, so hasn't raced since the 14th of January. First start back after being sick. We'll see if Good Enough for Me is good enough to overcome that and is fit. Good Enough for Me is 5-2. Number 2, Night Legs. Sent up by Meg Crone, who put up some strong numbers last year. And Night Legs did win a couple of times last year as a 3-year-old in just 10 starts. Night Legs, well, the last race wasn't good at all, but I think Night Legs can be better. I've seen better out of her in the past. She has not been as good of late, though, as she was earlier last year. Night Legs and Anthony Hahn for Meg Crone is 5-2. And number 6, Miss Sophia Rose. Well, the last race wasn't good, but before that does show some flashes of at least being one that you could use on the bottom of the ticket, and is 8-1. Braden Ribling driving and training Miss Sophia Rose. Gate is rolling for race number 3. Rock on, Harriet. Night Legs on the inside. In the center, Marrakesh and Caller Kontiki to the outside. Good Enough for Me and Miss Sophia Rose. Field of 6. Race number 3. Here they come. Field for the third is at the start of the rough. Night Legs, Collar Con Tiki, Rock On Harriet, good enough for me. And then it is back to Marrakesh and Miss Sophia Rose in the field, works the way on around the turn. And it is Collar Con Tiki dueling with Night Legs. Night Legs inside advantage, Collar Con Tiki on the outside. And good enough for me is racing position third. Night Legs, though, moves those legs on and has the lead. And racing second, Collar Con Tiki. And racing position third is good enough for me. Rock On Harriet is fourth, and then Marrakesh and Miss Sophia Rose six in a line past the opening quarter in 29 and 3. Night Legs leads it for Anthony Hahn by a couple of lengths, and Collar Con Tiki is second. Good enough for me third, in front of Rock On Harriet. Then to the outside, Miss Sophia Rose, and on the inside, Marrakesh, and off the turn they come, and leading the way as they come up towards the half. Night Legs and Anthony Hahn. Collar Con Tiki in the pocket. Here comes good enough for me now. Underway on the outside, getting a little bit closer. Working first over. Rock On Harriet is second over fourth. Fifth to the inside is Marrakesh. And then Miss Sophia Rose to the outside. Three to the inside. Three to the outside. Night Legs has the lead. Good enough for me to the outside, though, in pursuit. And racing third, Collar Con Tiki is still on the pylons. Rock On Harriet is fourth. Good enough for me is now able to clear to the front. Leads at a length and a half over Night Legs. And then on the outside, Rock On Harriet. Blocked down to the inside is Collar Con Tiki. And then it is Miss Sophia Rose. And Marrakesh is trailing the field. It is good enough for me with a lead of about 2 lengths right now. Night Legs racing second. Rock On Harriet third. And Collar Con Tiki is stuck down on the pylons. And then Miss Sophia Rose now comes late. And then it is back to Marrakesh. 3/4 was 130 and 3, and it is good enough for me. Night Legs up the inside, flying late Miss Sophia Rose, Rock On Harriet, good enough for me. Good enough for me was good enough, and then it was Night Legs and Rock On Harriet and Collar Con Tiki 2-1 and 1, good enough for me. Coming back in front of us is the winner of race number 3, number 5, good enough for me. The winning drive to Ryan DeRoche. It's a 4-year-old better than Cheddar Bay mare, owned and trained by David Keys. And the third win lifetime, 2 for 2 this year. Good enough for me. The third race, payouts 5, good enough for me. 450, 330, 250, 2 night length, 330, 290. One rock on Harriet, 280. $2 exactor, 21 $40 try, 30 $60 super, 44.40. Fans note in race number 4, a claim entered on number 2, Larjan Lena. Race 4, a claim entered to Larjan Lena. third race, or her finish from the top down, is a 326415. That's 326415. Field for race number 3 on parade 1. Dad's Princess. Joe Pereira, Travis Henry drives for Joe Pereira. Number 2 is Larjan Lena, Ryan DeRoche, Mark Winnicott, and Jim Maxwell Racing. Number 3 is Gypsy Merlot, mid-spread Madonna for Ron McDonald. And 4 is Fancy Girl, Tyler Moore for Francis Guillemette and Pierre Longpre. 5 is Outrageous Song, Paul McKenzie for Sheldon Rose, and Dewey Winneman Howe. Number 7, Fernhill Bella, Jay Harris for Cameron McQueen and Kyle Stretch. And number 6, Can't Stop the Feelin', Jason Ryan for Taylor Fritz and Shengo. Field of 7, race number 4. Let's get a look at this field for the 4th race. We'll start with number 3, Gypsy Merlot. Well off a win and a second. In fact, has a win and 2 seconds in the past 4 starts. And Gypsy Merlot last race battled first up and still managed to win. So it's really in fine form right now. Has gate speed and a favorable post. Brett McDonald for Ron McDonald, and Ron's off to a good start to his year, as is Brett. Gypsy Merlot 2-1. I think it's the one to beat. We'll see if someone can take down Gypsy Merlot. Others to take a look at here in this dash. How about number 2, Larjan Lena, who has the claim entered, and one that can really step up with big effort here and there, and last time won 12 times and has gate speed, starts to the inside of Gypsy Merlot and went to the front last time out, finished second, beaten the next, so that was a strong performance. Has 2 really good races in the past 3, and the other one parked pretty much every step, so we can kind of discount that race. Larjan Lena is a definite threat, and off the claim as well, Ryan DeRoche for Mark Winnicott, 4-1. Seems like a good value. 1, Dad's Princess, 18 top 2 finishes last year in 42 starts, including taking a mark of 54 flat at Georgian Downs. Dad's Princess, the last couple weren't quite as good, but I think Dad's Princess is one that definitely can be a big player in here, but I don't like the 8-5 on the board. And one more, number 4, Fancy Girl, is one that now comes back just 7 days later and did miss a little time due to sickness. This is the second start back after being sick. Fancy Girl, sent up by Francis Guillemette. First start for Francis with Fancy Girl. Tyler Moore, I don't fancy this one at 8-5. I do think that she can be a contender, but I don't like 8-5. Number 3, Gypsy Merlot at 5-2 is my top pick. I think the value play is number 2, Larjan Lena right now at 6-1. Gate is rolling for race number 4. It'll be Dad's Princess and Larjan Lena on the inside. In the center, Gypsy Merlot, Fancy Girl, and Outrageous Song. And to the outside, Can't Stop the Feelin' and Fernhill Bella. Field of 7, race number 4. Field of 7 for the 4th race, gathering speed approaching the start. There at the start of the round, Infernal Bella from the outside. Larjan Lena, Gypsy Merlot, Dad's Princess, and then Fancy Girl. Outrageous Song and Can't Stop the Feeling. Dad's Princess has got the lead. Larjan Lena is racing second. Gypsy Merlot is third. Then it is Fancy Girl and Fernhill Bella. Outrageous Song and Can't Stop the Feeling. And they race on to the opening quarter. And Dad's Princess has got the lead for Travis Henry. Advantage is 2.5 lengths. Larjan Lena is second. Gypsy Merlot is racing third. And then it is Fancy Girl and Fernhill Bella. Outrageous Song and Can't Stop the Feeling. And that opening quarter is a strong 27-4. And right now, Dad's Princess leads as they work off the turn. Larjan Lena is racing position to second as they work up towards the half. Gypsy Merlot is third and racing fourth is Fancy Girl. Then it is Fernhill Bella, Outrageous Song, and Can't Stop the Feelin'. And it is a 57-3 halftime. Dad's Princess leads it. Gypsy Merlot is working first over and is working a little bit closer, but still there in the pocket is Larjan Lena. And racing on the outside now, sharing fourth Fancy Girl with Outrageous Song on the inside. And then it is Fernhill Bell and Can't Stop the Feeling. Dad's Princess still has the front. Gypsy Merlot is chipping away on the outside. And racing position third, Larjan Lena is two from the front to the inside. And from the backfield, Fernhill Bella now is firing three wide and coming on gamely. And then it is Fancy Girl, Can't Stop the Feeling now is driving. And on the inside, Outrageous Song. It is Fernhill Bella now taking the lead from Dad's Princess, and now Can't Stop the Feelin' has swung right up into contention. 3/4, 127-1 on down the stretch where they come. Fernhill Bella, Can't Stop the Feelin', and Dad's Princess closing hard. Can't Stop the Feelin'. Fernhill Bella trying to hold on, but Can't Stop the Feelin's going to roll on by. Then Fernhill Bella, Larjan Lena, Gypsy Merlot, 157-3. Can't Stop the Feelin'. On the board, we have a 6-7-2-3. And back in front of us, number 6, Can't Stop the Feeling, a 6-year-old Dally Bay mare. The winning drive to Jason Ryan. Taylor Fritz, the trainer. The owner is Shen Go. It's the third win this year, 11th lifetime. Can't Stop the Feeling. The fourth race, mutual price 6, can't stop the feeling. 1710, 1098, 60. 7 Fernhill Bella 4070 and 3160. And number 2 Larjon Lena 430. $2 exactor 282.50. Dollar try 611.30. 20 cents super 960.68. And a dollar pick 3 of 3 of 3 41.25. Fourth race. Order of finish from the top. So 534.7612 on the bottom. That's 534.7612 on the bottom. And the claim of number 2, Larjon Lena, the new trainer, Isaac Waxman. points. Note in race number 5, we have a scratch of number 1 Cove Beach. Race 5, scratch 1 Cove Beach. Field for race number 5 on parade. One scratch to Watch Me Dance. Paul McKenzie for Michael Patterson. And number 3 is Ezra Express. Jason Ryan for Cameron McQueen. Number 4 is Bump in the Road. It's Jay Harris for Dan Gassian and Jim Maximo Racing. And number 5, Alamo Sealster. Travis Henry for Jason Mitchell and Dana Lloyd. Number 6 is Marilou. Ryan DeRoche for Jay Conklin and Ron Braley. And number 7 is Darlin Delectra. Representative for Robert Reed and Mike Ellis. Number 8 is Have a Connection, Anthony Hunt for Stuart McQueen and Robert Watson and James Grant. And number 9, Red Dirt Love and Life, Preston Shaw for Ben Hollingsworth. Field of 8, race number 5. Let's get a look at this field for the 5th dash. And we'll start with number 9, Red Dirt Love and Life. And, well, is one that was able to score a win in this class last time out. And the start before it was pretty strong as well. 3rd beaten a length. So Red Dirt Love and Life, the recent form is pretty good. Just don't know if she's going to love the trailer post or not. But you do see a pretty good closing effort here November the 24th. Way back early and came on to be beaten just 3/4 of a length. Red Dirt Love and Life and Preston Shaw for Ben Hollingsworth is on the board at 3-1. Some others to get a look at here in the 5th race. How about number 3, Off-Road Hanover, who's gone off the track and headed back to the paddock and didn't race well last time up, but that was post 8. Start before it from post 6 didn't work out, but last time this one had a better post position, and in this class, 3rd beaten a length, so maybe Off-Road Hanover bounces back. And he is longer play at 20-1. Number 4, Glory Dream is one that made a break last race, so we'll need to stay flat. Number 4 is Bump in the Road, and Bump in the Road is one that, last race went to the front and then finished 3rd beaten 2 lengths, and that was in this class. And Bump in the Road. This will be the 4th start of the year, but that last race was much better, so Bump in the Road. Jay Harris for Dan Gassian is 5-2 on the board. Note 3, Ezra Express, the one that headed back to the paddock, raced from the trailer post at London last race to finish 3rd, so a better start. Jason Ryan driving that one. And number 7, Darlin Delectra, has been racing well of late, and Darlin Delectra is one that can be a good closer, so despite post 7, 15-1 on the board. Gate is rolling for race number 5, taking up positions of field of 8. Watch Me Dance. Ezra Express on the inside. In the center, Bump of the Road, Alamo Sealster and Marilou to the outside. Darlin Delectra, Have a Connection. And the second tier, Red Dirt Love and Life. Field of 8, Race number 5. Here they come. And the field for the 5th race is at the start of the rough. Alamo Silster bump in the road, and then have a connection in Darlin Delectra. And on the inside, Ezra Express is racing position 5th. On into the backstretch they go. Then 6th way is Red Dirt Love and Life, and then it is back to Marilou. And Watch Me Dance is trailing the field. On down the backstretch they go, and it is Alamo Silster who's on top, but driving still on the outside as they race on to the opening quarter. Have a connection. Wants to try to clear to the lead and is in front a length and a quarter, now a length and a half, and makes it to the front. And now popping right back out, Alamo Silster is going to be back on top. Bump in the road is 3rd, Darlin Delectra 4th, and then it is back to Ezra Express, and Red Dirt Love and Life has just 2 beaten. Marilou and Watch Me Dance, and off the turn they come. And the field races on towards us. Alamo Silster and Travis Henry leads it. Have a Connections racing 2nd. Bump in the road is 3 off the pace 3rd. Here comes Red Dirt Love and Life now, and has got cover popping out from 3rd. Comes Bump in the road, and racing 5th is Darlin Delectra. 59-1 is the halftime, and on into the backstretch they go. Alamo Silter's got the front. Bump in the road's racing a closer 2nd down. Have a Connection 3rd, and Red Dirt Love and Life is on the outside and is positioned to 4th. 5th to the inside is Darlin Delectra. Then it is Ezra Express and Marilou. And then trailing the field is Watch Me Dance. And on they race by 3/4. Alamo Silter still with the lead. Have a Connection in the pocket. Bump in the road, backs away. Red Dirt Love and Life is sent out 3 wide, but still has a lot of work to do. And Darlin Delectra on the inside still maintains 3rd. 3/4, 128-2. Alamo Silter, they turn on down the stretch drive. Alamo Silter have a connection, and on the inside, Darlin Delectra, then bump on the road. It is Alamo Silter have a connection. Alamo Silter wins it. Have a connection was 2nd. Then 3rd goes to Darlin Delectra. Red Dirt Love and Life picks up 4th. 158-4. Coming back in front of us, 5 Alamo Silster. Winning drive to Travis Henry, 5-year-old Sunshine Beach Bay. Marilyn Badana Lloyd, trained by Jason Mitchell. It is the first win of the year, 4th win lifetime, Alamo Silster. The fifth race payouts. 5 Alamo, Silster, $6.10, $4, $3, and 8 Have a Connection, $27.10 and $9.60, and 7 Darlin Electra, $4.70. $2 Exactor, $170, $20 Try, $600, $26.60. Pick 5, $3,230, $80. 20 cent high 5, $10,000, $65.56.